JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 26th of September 2022, so yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Monday's morning session. The last Monday of September. So yeah guys, welcome to this day. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. You know, you're all feeling nice and relaxed. So yep, it's a new week. It's the last week of September, so also could be an interesting one. Excuse me. But yeah, let's we already had a fantastically interesting Friday already, the second half of Friday, and it's now an interesting Monday morning as well in the FX world. But we'll get to that point, of course. First of all, yeah, I can see in the chat room there, Uwe, good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else who's joining in. So before we jump into the charts, as always, just a quick mentioning of our actually. Not mentioning, there is a disclaimer. The content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest, and we can continue. Okay, so now then, just a quick mentioning, of course, of our JFD YouTube channels, which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can check out for more details. Now, yep, and Rudy, yep, I can see you in the chat room there as well. Good morning to you too. Good morning to everybody else again who's joining in. So yep, Nikkei 225, guys, boom, beautiful decline. It was. And they were Nikkei was off on Friday, but yeah, on Friday we saw a drop, a huge, a further drop, a further decline in the European indices and the U.S. ones as well. So yeah, Nikkei today followed suit, and of course the whole kind of picture doesn't look very good in the equity world. So yeah, at the moment I'm keeping an eye on this. However, I want to say that so far it's working out nicely, because look, my target is this upside line, which I'm still aiming for. I will also aim for this 26,313 territory. I spoke about that level before. So far, yeah, like I said, I'm aiming for that. I want to see what's going to happen here, if we're going to get a further decline or not, or let's say maybe below this. But let's go slowly on this. At the moment, yeah, it's on track to kind of hit my target. If you, let's say, are holding already Nikkei from around here, have been holding from around here, I would say, you know, it's probably could be a good time to close the position, but it's up to you guys. I mean, or you know, you can, you know, go for that this little extra drop. However, if I see something like that, I just probably close it earlier, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. Now, what's next? This arrow, I think, has to go this way now, because I want to see if we're going to get a rebound or not. Ideally, I would like to see a rebound a little bit here, just maybe a push back up. Some of the levels have to be adjusted. This is no longer needed. I think I'll mark the today's high near the 26,780 zone, and that's going to be my target if we do rebound from this upside line. Now, also I have this target here, the 27,062 mark, but I think that also good to mark the low of the 22nd of September here at 26,955, just for the sake of it. However, if we start breaking the upside line and drop below the 26,313, boom, guys, we could go further south. Shanghai Composite. So this one is also on the negative side, but not as much. It's still holding on to this hurdle, this 3,071 level, and we have dropped below it a little bit, but look, we have recovered again. So This one's, I think, a little bit more reflective of what's happening specifically in China. Yes, it's kind of, getting a hit a little bit, but not as much. So yeah, it's more responsive to what's happening in China at the moment. Well, according to what's happening, outside China, it seems like China is quite sitting nicely, even with the whole kind of, pandemic, or with the whole lockdowns that they have in there. So it seems like, it's not something that they're really worried about at the moment. Hong Kong's Hang Seng drifting further south, so this one's a little bit more responsive to the other Western indices, and yeah, this one's drifting further south here. We dropped below this 18,235. So previously, when I looked at it, I said, look, I'm going to go lower, yes, but at the moment, I want to see what's going to happen here, because I'm looking at the monthly chart as well. Because look, ideally, my target is here, the 16,250, which is marking the lowest point of 2011. I do understand that we might not reach all that level straight away, but of course, like I said, I'm looking at the monthly chart, and I want to see what's going to happen here with this hurdle, with this low of the lowest point of March. If we can, stay below it, if we can, then yes, I'll go further south. If we cannot, then maybe if we will drift back up here, then maybe a nice recovery here could be possible. Let's jump back into the daily chart. The German index, DAX. So yeah, declined nicely. We dropped nicely here below this whole highlighted zone. Like I said, beautiful drop here on Friday, declined, and then now, of course, everything's looking quite bearish. The cash index is currently sitting at around 12,222. That's below, of course, below Friday's close, and below this 12,391 zone, my last kind of support zone, which I was looking at. So yeah, we're below it. So at the moment, I am targeting the downside. Now, what's next? Okay, so we have a fantastic level right here, 11,450. But can we reach that? Well, let's wait and see, because at the moment I'm seeing something around here, guys. This could be a nice good target, 11,848. That's going to be my next ideal scenario target. So something, let me just put this arrow right here. So something like this, guys. If we continue to trade below this highlighted zone, I will continue aiming to the downside. Pretty straightforward. NASDAQ, very quickly on that one. So far so good. I talked about this, and I said that, look, I mean, if we do drop below this hurdle here, the 11,500, because that was initially my goal. Because if you remember, last week I talked around the beginning of last week and the middle of last week. I said that, look, I'm hoping to see maybe a little retracement. If this highlighted zone holds, then my next target will be this 11,500, especially if we do drop below this 11,710 zone. Well, everything confirmed. We got a hold up around here, and then Friday we just continued to slide, and we reached my other target, the 11,322. We got a little hold up there. We overshot it. But we dropped below it, and what I said before, that in general, ideally, my target is the 11,000 mark, roughly around there. Yes, 11,037 approximately, but in general, I'll be aiming for that 11,000 mark. At the moment, the cash index is sitting at around 11,220 zone, so we're even below this hurdle here. Everything's not really looking good for the buyers at the moment. S&P 500, this one's continuing to slide. Look at this. I mean, my target has been reached here, the 3,721. Excuse me. So, what I said before, that if we do drop below this 3,837 territory, I'll go further south. Yep, we reached my aim. Now I'm going to aim for this lowest point of June. And I think that's the lowest point of 2022. Yep, that's correct. That's the current lowest point of 2022. On Friday, we almost managed to reach that. So I would say it's already a good result here. Now the question, what's going to happen further? Will we get some sort of a rebound or something? At the moment, guys, the cash index is sitting at around 3,665. So below Friday's close, but still, excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. I had to clear up my throat a little bit. But yeah, my next target is the 36 mark right here, and yeah, I'm still aiming for that. So probably this arrow has to be like this. Then even if we do retrace, as if we continue to trade somewhere below this 3,721 territory, approximately around there, then yeah, I'll continue aiming to the downside. I think we can mark this as well, the high of Friday. That's near 3,727, so also could be a good level. But yeah, if we continue to trade below this, then yes, I will go further south. Now, DXY dollar index, boom, guys, beautiful explosion on Friday, and of course, yeah, the FX world was something to watch, something to watch for, and I think that this week it will remain something to watch for. But yeah, guys, I mean, the dollar, look at this beautiful move here to the upside. Now, I think for this I need to quickly jump into a monthly chart, because look, what I said before, that if we continue to trade above this, then yeah, I mean above this area, and this is what I was talking about, this this lowest point of September of 2001, that's the inside swing low here of this period. If we continue to trade above that, then yeah, my next target, ideally, my next target is the 121 zone. Can we reach that? Well, let's wait and see. But at the moment, guys, it's just one-way traffic. Of course, don't get me wrong. The higher we go, like the steeper, let's say we go, right, the steeper to the upside or to the downside, then the kind of the more beautiful the reversal could be. But hey, not yet. I think that keep your eyes on that daily chart, because again, at the moment, yes, we are having a good push. Can we get that reversal signal? Well, again, we could maybe for a bit of a retracement here, maybe for a move to something like this. This little short-term upside line. So yeah, I mean, although it's quite tempting right now, and I'll jump into these other pairs where dollar is involved, that's becoming quite tempting, of course. But at the moment, guys, be careful. It's not an ordinary market that we're currently trading in, so expect surprises. It's one of those moments at the moment. I think that, you know, when we have a when you evaluate, let's say, when you look at the chart and you suddenly see these radical moves in history, for example, just like one-way traffics or something like that, like where it just kind of goes, you know, just continues to go up or continues to go down on certain pairs, you know, you probably, of course, you have seen that, and it's currently one of those moments where we are, let's say, just on a one-way traffic. So eventually it will change, of course, don't get me wrong, but you need to wait for it. Don't rush into anything, guys, and unless you're with the trend. If you manage to capture the trend earlier and you're still in it, congratulations, guys. Good job. But at the moment, guys, try to. Yes, I know, I get it. Like I said, it's very attractive for a counter trade here, counter trend trade. But yeah. At the moment, yeah, it is how it is, guys. I mean, it's just one-way traffic, and at the moment, I am, let's say, targeting maybe 114 again, maybe 115 actually would be nice. So I don't have a clear level, like a specific one, because of where we are right now. So I'm just aiming, like I say, maybe for that 115 territory, something like that. That would be quite interesting to see if we can reach the 115 and then reverse back down. But hey, the market does what it wants to do, not what I want it to do. Gold. So yeah, so far, look, so good. I mean, last week, if you remember, I talked about this idea. I said that, look, we could be forming a bearish flag here. We could be seeing a little bit of a consolidation, but, you know, a little bit of a range happening. I said that as long as we stay below this area here, between the 1677, 1681 levels, if we can, or even better, the 1689. That was my upside scenario level, a break of which could, you know, open the door towards slightly higher levels. But what I said to you before last week, I said that, look, wait for it, because if it is a range of some sort, then the prevailing trend was to the downside, and now we're getting, you know, this drop here. So what I can expect here is maybe a further decline. I would say at this point just keep an eye on it, and as long as we stay below the 1654 territory, I will continue aiming further south. Now, in terms of the next target, now previously I talked about this 1568 zone approximately around here, but I get it. It might be too far a little, so we might need something in between here. So we're currently getting a hold up around. Let me just grab this line. We're currently getting a hold up near this high. Look at this. The high of the 30th of March of 2020. So that's quite an interesting one. Currently, like I said, yeah, we're just bang on it. Maybe we'll get a reversal again, depending on how this is going to play out. But if we clear this level again, my next target I think is going to be this inside swing high of the 1st of April of 2020, guys. This could be a good target to watch. That's roughly around, oh, beautiful, 1601, 1602. So roughly near that psychological 1600 zone. So good potential target. So let's see if we can reach that 1600 zone, guys. So yeah, we are, like I said, we are at an interesting moment. So as you can see here, we're currently getting a hold up near this 1637 territory. If we can drop further below it, then yeah, my next target is that 1600 level. WTI oil, so far so good. I mean, look, for 2 weeks I have been talking about this. I said that I'm bearish, but I need that confirmation break. So I got my break, the 81.21. I got that break, and now what I'm targeting here, and this is I think that where I'm gonna reuse this line and drag it all the way right here. Drag it all the way right here, and not only this 74.30 actually, but also this area. So basically, not this target here, the 73.30. So in about $1 range here, that's what I'm going to be aiming for. Not specifically a level, but somewhere in between here. So I want to see what's going to happen near this key support zone. Of course, if we continue to clear that one, then the next target is this one, and maybe then this one right here. But let's not rush into anything. I think that this is quite a decent target to aim for now, the 74, 73 zone, the 74.3 and 73.3 area. So but yeah, at the moment I'm going to aim for that as long as we stay below the 81.21 zone. Ripple, so I talked about this last week because it was the one which was exploding, and now we're seeing a bit of a retracement. So after we managed to reach one of my targets, almost 0.5656 zone, we started correcting lower. I would say that's quite interesting. This is what I talked about last week. I said that, look, we might see a correction because other cryptos are not exploding. It's just this one because it's kind of one. Ripple kind of won a few deals against the SEC, so the Securities and Exchange Commission. So yeah, I mean, the moment it's we're seeing a nice little correction, but as I would say, somehow, yes, it's currently dropping below the 200-day EMA, but it's near this other my other target, the 0.4670, which I talked about. So we're kind of currently sitting around here. Yes, we're slightly below it, but I want to see what's going to happen here. Also, of course, not to exclude the opportunity to draw a Fibonacci here. So you'll see that we're kind of near the 38.2% retracement right now. Again, this is, I think that if we draw it from here, maybe from around here, because that was the decline, then it reversed here, so maybe it would be easier actually to draw it from here. That would be a little bit on the safe side. So so yeah, we're currently sitting near the 38.2, so that's good. Can we rebound from here? I'm gonna wait and see. Certainly if we do continue to slide here, then my next target is the 0.50, just a 50% retracement, and then so on and so on. Because don't forget that still we could see this as a temporary correction because we're still trading above this short-term tentative upside support line taken from the low of the 16th of September. AUD/USD. Now, the fun part, the FX world. So yeah, beautiful decline. This, of course, declined just purely because of the dollar. Dollar exploded, yes, so we saw this pushing nicely to the downside, and look, my target has been reached. My target was the 0.6506 territory. I talked about this, and in general I was aiming for that 0.65 territory. We even overshot that, so What's next? Well, to be honest, of course, everybody's looking maybe for a bit of a retracement. And to be honest, I would like to see a retracement here back to the upsides as well. But I don't have a signal yet, so at the moment it could continue sliding, guys. I mean, let me reuse some of these lines. One of the targets here could be somewhere around here. Let me just put this on. Yep, there we go. The 0.64 area, the next target is possible. And if that gets cleared, let me, I think, reuse this one. And that's my next target then could be this right here, the 0.6254. Approximately around here. Now, can it go sharply to the downside? Well, if the dollar continues to strengthen like it is right now, like if it continues to fly higher, then yeah, sure, certainly AUD/USD is seen for it could go further south. That's why I'm going to go slowly. Of course, like I said, I'm not excluding the opportunity to see maybe a little retracement. That's why I'm going slowly on this. And yeah, if we trade below the 0.65 territory, then my next target is the 0.64, and then maybe something like this could be possible here. AUD/JPY, also beautiful decline. So far, so good. Look, I mean, I talked about this. Previously, if you remember last week, I talked about this hurdle, this highlighted zone. I said if we clear this one, then I'll go further south. We did. We went traveling all the way to this 100-day EMA. Then what I said that if we drop below this, then my next target is the 93.07, and maybe also I'll aim for this upside support line taken from the low, the 12th of May. So yeah, at the moment I would say quite interesting. So far so good. So at the moment I'm not, of course I would like to see a rebound here, but at the moment let's keep it here. I'll pick up on this later on. I just want to see if we can reach this upside line or not. USD/JPY. This one's a roller coaster, of course, after having this beautiful decline here where we broke the upside line. I said that, look, I'm going to aim for this 21-day EMA, but if that gets cleared, my next target is the 139.39 level, which we broke the 21-day EMA. We did travel closer to this area, but then at the end of the day, we actually climbed back above this 21-day EMA, and yep, we're now seeing kind of a little bit of a retracement. So one thing I can say is that we need to get rid of this upside line. That's no longer valid. Now what I'm seeing here is a potential, not a very attractive, of course, but still a potential range. So as you can see here, yes, we had a bit of a violation here, but still the kind of the borders of the range were kept, and yeah, the bodies of the daily candles remained in those, or not in those, but in that range. It just gives us a perfect opportunity here to kind of, look for a good entry. So if we start clearing one of these sides here, I would say either the 141.50 or the 145 level, and if we stay either above or below it, of course, then yes, then I'll consider the next short-term directional move, and in the direction of the break, of course. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. USD CAD, guys, very quickly, boom, there we go, continues to rally. And look at this. I'm targeting this 1.3646 level. I was talking about this, and I said that, look, if we stay above this upper side of the rising channel and above the 1.34819, I said that I'm going to aim further north. Last week, I said that, look, my next target is the 1.3646. I think I need to jump into a monthly chart in order to see what's happening here. Oh, there we go. So that's the highest point of July of 2020. Of course, we can continue drawing this, like go slowly, step by step. The highest point of June then, which is near the 1.38 level, could be a good target. So yeah, everything's looking quite nice. Now, as you can see here by my what I've drawn here, this rising channel. Now, of course, in my ideal world, in my head, I would like this to see now, let's say, a sharp reversal back down, and let's say if we have a week till the end of this month, and it could be interesting if we could actually close, the week below this upside line, the upper side of the rising channel, and then basically we would have ourselves a month which closed below it. Now, I'm not saying that this is something that's going to happen. No, I'm just saying, like I said, in my ideal world, this is what I would like to see. But I mean, The only way I'm justifying it is the fact that we had already quite a decent run. We are approaching one of my targets here, the 1.3646, which is quite important. We're getting a little hold up here, as you can see. So maybe, you know, like we could see a bit of a retracement or something like that here. But let's not rush into anything. If we do see that continued hold up below the 1.3646, then yes, I will consider maybe a bit of a retracement here back to the downside, maybe back to that 1.34 zone, not level but zone, because the zone here is roughly in between the 1.3390 and 1.3419, so something like that. But again, I need something like this, like a good hold up here, and also I think that it's FIBO time, so something, let's say if it's something around here, then this 23.6 could come in nicely around this area. The 38.2 is near the 1.3390, so everything's kind of lining up, and I know, I get it, I'm trying to see something where maybe it's not, so that's why I'll leave the FIBA out for now. I just want to see if we can get a hold up or not. If we can, great, we could go lower. We could go for a little correction, not lower, but for a correction. GBP CHF, of course, the main event on Friday was kind of, everybody was watching GBP, the British pound, and yeah, that collapsed on Friday after I think they've announced, the UK, in the UK they've announced that, you know, they're going to have more cuts for people to stimulate the economy. However, it kind of, I think it, in my opinion, it a little bit backfired. I think that they didn't really calculate it properly, but yeah, they have these plans to cut their taxes for people. On one side, yes, it's good. On the other hand, well, if you're living in Britain and you know you earn in pounds, now it's more, it could be more expensive for you to first of all import. So that might not really help the help businesses, and of course, if you're traveling, you know, if you like to travel and you earn in pounds, and yeah, that's not, it's becoming more expensive for you to travel. So expect travel stocks, if you are into stocks, expect travel stocks maybe to decline a little. So yeah. That could be the case, but anyway, let's see actually what's going to happen. So let's not over predict here, but let's see what we can do here. Now, what I talked about previously when I was covering GBP CHF, I said that if we drop below this 1.0815, then I'll aim lower, and to my surprise, I mean, we went lower for sure. We went lower, and I think reuse. We went all the way to 1.01. We almost kind of reached parity with the Swiss franc. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're getting closer to that parity with the dollar as well on the pound. Now, that's something that hasn't been like seen in history for quite a while. But hey, at the moment, I would say it's a difficult one at this point when you have something like that. If you manage to capture this drop here, congratulations. And now what I'm thinking, yes, we might see maybe a little decline again, but can we reach this 1.0177? That's a good question. So look, at some point we will get a little retracement. Will it be today? Will it be a little bit tomorrow? Or I really don't know. Don't have the crystal ball. But I would say at this point, if I'm not certain in something, if I'm not, let's say, if you're scalping maybe, then okay. But if you're looking at the daily chart here, if you're looking for something, maybe a swing trade here, it's a little bit of a tricky one. Unless you want to go along here and then have a very, very huge stop loss, okay, be my guest. But the only thing is, like, you're opening yourself up for, you know, for potential losses, because if this continues to slide, guys, this is not looking good. And like I said, it's, as I mentioned before, we are in that period where, you know, you see these big swings, big drops. In general, look, I mean, it all when played out nicely here when I previously talked about this level, this 1.11, I think it was it around 1.1140, 1.11, yeah, something like 17, I think. Yeah, there we go. So 1.1118. I talked about this level previously. I said that, look, if we drop below it, this would open the door towards, you know, these lower levels. And look at this. look at this previous rally here we had in 1974. I mean, look how far we have traveled. We're now getting. I think we're getting into the same 70s problem everybody keeps on talking about. If if you know that in the 70s hyperinflation, Nixon period, so hyperinflation everywhere, and we saw this pound here collapsing against the dollar, but then it all got fixed. And look at this. I mean, we then rallied from like 0.09 to 6.5, something like that. Okay, that's crazy. But anyway, unless if I trust this chart, of course. But anyway, look, at the moment, I would say this way, that I think that at this point on GBP/CHF, everybody I think will be looking forward for that psychological 1 level, and that's going to be quite interesting to see if we can reach that, guys, because again, we are in crazy times right now. So I'm not advocating that this is exactly what's going to happen, but like I said, everybody's like currently thinking about that parity with not only, let's say, not only CHF, but also maybe with the dollar. In fact, GBP/USD. So yeah, beautiful decline, beautiful drop. I think I need to get rid of some of these things. Look, it reached my target actually, the 1.05 level, 1.0520. I talked about that level previously, if you remember. I said that if we drop below this area, I might even target this lowest point of lowest point of 1985, guys. This is what I was talking about last week and the week before that. I said that if we clear this, that's my target. Well, we've reached that target. Now, to be honest, I'm watching this area again. If we drop and stay on the monthly chart below this, guys, I mean, this is not really looking good. We could go further south. So at the moment, like I said, if we do drop and stay below this 1.0520, that's the lowest point of 1985, then yep, everybody's going to be aiming for that that beautiful number of 1. Euro GPY, guys, this one's on a roller coaster ride, I think. Let me just that's a daily. So yeah, sorry, it's all fine. It's all according to the plan. We did drop below the 138.70 level, but we failed to stay above it. So that means that there is a chance for this one maybe to retrace somewhat here, maybe to retrace back to this downside line. So let's keep that in mind. If we continue to trade above that 108 EMA and that 138.70, then yes, I'll consider. And we also if we end this candle like this, then we have ourselves a nice, beautiful pin bar. Euro GBP, of course. This is my most unfavored pair to trade because it has a life of its own. So. And look at this beautiful move. I mean, if you manage to capture this, congratulations, guys. But hey, that's quite a difficult one. Let me remove all the drawings, remove all the lines here, and start fresh. And I think that for this, I need a monthly chart. So as you can see here, on the monthly chart, we could be forming somewhat of a range, guys. Now that is something extraordinary. I mean, when on a monthly chart you form something like that. So look, we almost managed to reach the target, the 0.93 territory, and we declined. So keep this in mind. So this could be something historic here. If we start clearing this area, if we start clearing that 0.93 territory, yes, I will go higher. I don't know, maybe this will reverse, maybe we'll start correcting here, and we'll end up, sitting in this range for quite longer. But just for you to kind of keep in mind that on a monthly chart, we are in this range, and we are currently, getting closer to the upper bound of it. So let's see if we can clear that. Then, of course, the next target will be this 2008 move towards the 0.98 level. So let's see how that's going to play out, where the euro reached parity with the pound. So I think it's kind of the year of parity. I think it's the euro against the dollar, and of course, talking about the euro against the dollar reached the parity and then overcame it. Now it's the pound. So now maybe now the euro will strengthen a little bit, and the pound. So it's all like everybody's reaching those 1 levels. So we are at a historic moment, I think, guys. So try to use that. Try to see how you can position. But one thing for sure, look, I mean, at this point here with EURUSD, I talked about this area, this whole area right here, the 0.96 zone, territory, or whatever we're gonna call it, but just around this, and we reached that. So that was my target. It was a radical target, guys, but hey, this is the market we're living in right now. So we've reached that area. Now the question can we rebound? Well, of course, ideally everybody's looking for that little rebound, but don't rush into anything yet. If we do see a hold up, a good hold up here, yes, maybe we'll go for a little rebound here, a little bit to the upside. But if we start clearing this area again, the 0.96 zone, then well, this could be ugly for the bulls here. So of course, eventually it will reverse, but when, and by how much, that's a good question. At the moment, like I said, I'm watching that 0.96 territory. So guys, I'll have to wrap it up here. Sorry for rushing this one through a little bit. I'm a little bit over my time, but thank you very much for sticking around and watching this one till the end. I really appreciate your views, your likes, your comments, really do. So thank you for that. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.